going to move right to item number 11, which is the annual report from the Community Preparedness Committee.
Honorable Mayor and City Council, I'd like to introduce Mike Ward, who's the chairperson of the committee. Mike, if you want to introduce your fellow members.
This is Dina. This is Mond. George over here. Is there a presentation? Mr. Mayor, council members, staff, public, thank you for your interest tonight.
Right into that microphone.
The San Bruno Community Preparedness Committee has a mission statement. The San Bruno Community Preparedness Committee promotes emergency preparedness, planning, and education to prepare residents to mitigate the potential consequences of natural and human-made disasters. As a roll call, 2013-2014 members. The members, George and Dina, served as chair and vice chair over the last 2 years. Steve Johnson retired this last year. Ron Lapidus, myself, Mon Magia are members. City Council liaisons, thank you for your support over the last 2 years. The city liaisons, we really appreciate your support. In particular, Tim Mahon and Dave Cresta, who attend our monthly meetings that are every third Thursday at 6:30 in the basement of the City Hall. Ex officio members, Brian Mulvar with the OES district, and especially Walt Long, San Bruno Amateur Radio Volunteer Liaison. I'd like to say that the city is very lucky to have Walt volunteering his time as much as he does. 2013 accomplishments, continue to promote community preparedness, CERT, at city and county events. There was the Skyline College Health Fair, the Posey Parade, the San Mateo County Prep Day, the San Bruno Prep Day, Farmers Market Community Outreach. If you happen to go to any of these events, be sure to look us up, stop by and say hello. 2013 accomplishments, here's a picture example of the 9th Annual San Mateo County Disaster Prep Day. And like a good neighbor, San Bruno was there. 2014 accomplishments, continued support of San Bruno CERT program. San Bruno Amateur Radio Volunteers participated in county drills. Continued emergency preparedness message for San Bruno Cable in English and Spanish. Collaboration with the San Bruno Park School District as well as San Bruno Cable, and the Centennial Celebration. We all realize that disaster has no address. It can happen anywhere at any time. SMC Alert is a notification system through text and emails that can notify residents about emergency situations. The residents who get these notifications then can take steps to mitigate the potential ramifications of the emergency situation, as well as plan for the future, which is what we try to promote. San Bruno has started to send SMC alerts messages, and there's over 2,500 people signed up so far. I'd like to congratulate San Bruno for sending out an SMC alert this week regarding the fire on El Camino. Much appreciated. Here's a picture of our participation at Centennial Day in the park. Good time was had by all. CERT training continues. CERT, or Community Emergency Response Team, is a training program that San Bruno implemented a couple years ago now, so it's relatively new. I want to just take, briefly, a couple minutes to run through what's involved in CERT training. Disaster awareness and preparation. There's 3 things I want you to remember about that. The first is have a plan. So you have to understand what disasters are likely to happen and what response you should have. You need to take into account your personal situation. Do you have a long commute? Do you have pets? Do you have children in school? Do you require special medications or special food requirements? All those things you have to consider. And the second thing you need to consider is have a kit or have a pack. You should have one in your car, in your home, and at work. And the third thing is to stay informed. So by participating in CERT, that's a beginning. You need to be involved in SMC Alert and follow the Red Cross websites for additional training information. Disaster skills. Do you know how to put out a fire? Disaster medical. It's too late after the disaster happens. This program teaches things all the way from bandages up to CPR. Light search and rescue. Teaches you how to safely get into the building, how to safely get somebody out, and how to take care of them safely outside of the building. Disaster psychology and terrorism. A big disaster is a life-changing event, folks. How do you keep your head on straight? How do you keep other people's head on straight? This foundation level CERT training class teaches that. Team communications, organization, and management. What this teaches is how to come together as a team and respond to emergencies as a community when the city services may not be available. And probably more importantly to the city, it teaches how to then communicate as a team rather than a group of individuals so that the city can understand what's going on in the city from the CERT members. Skills development application, hands-on experience. Through this training, people go through hands-on experience through varied situations. My favorite was putting out fires with a fire extinguisher. That was fun. Radio volunteers, an important aspect of emergency preparedness in San Bruno. Meetings convened at the San Bruno Resource and Recovery Center. Membership attendance at meetings increased. There was collaboration with the Millbrae Radio Club. Club bylaws were developed. The meetings returned to the San Bruno Emergency Operations Center, and the volunteers participated in Silver Dragon, Golden Guardian County exercises. I'd like to point out that the radio volunteers have what's called a net, or they all call in and communicate together as a community every Monday. And if there's any interest in that, there's information on the city's website under Fire Department News. Here's a bunch of happy faces of radio volunteers. As the incoming chair of this committee this year, this is probably my favorite slide, the 2015 goals. Our goal is outreach to nonprofit schools. So if little Jenna in 3rd grade is at school, how does her parents know how to communicate to her, or Jenna to communicate to the parents if in the event of a disaster? Our hope is we can help schools with that. More information on the city website to keep CERT members engaged. Other cities have done this. Again, it's a progressive thing. San Bruno has started with what's called catch and release, where you train some people, but now it's progressively got to the point where they need to come together as a team. And so by having a website, that's a first step in engaging members to get re-engaged as members of the CERT community. And along with that, start an online sign-up for CERT classes. And I'm very happy that the city has actually already started on this, so our goals are already in progress. Also, we want to do a Do You Know series on San Bruno emergency preparedness, collaborating with cable and specifically the What's Going On Around Town series to have some additional focus on emergency preparedness. New generation SMC Alert, continue to sign residents up. This is an area where the committee needs to be aware of the strategy of the city on SMC Alert so that we can continue to promote it in its best light. With that, I'd like to say, San Bruno, get your prep on.
Any questions? Ken?
I feel bad that I'm not CERT trained, but my life, I can't commit to 10 consecutive weeks. And I know that there are trainings that are going on, you know, on a Saturday. So, is there what's in store this coming year so that some of us that have full weekly lives, you know, can possibly do a CERT in one weekend or one day?
I think that's a question for city staff.
Sure. Search a kind of specific time element. We're looking at doing it more condensed, so we're going to look at doing classes maybe 2 days a week if that fits schedules to get them done quicker. You're always welcome to come by and evaluate and observe the program. Also, FEMA and other CERT websites have general information about how to be prepared, kind of some steps to take in disasters that are always important to review. You could do some self-study on that for those that can't right now commit to a CERT class.
Plan in the pack.
Okay.
Anyone else? Irene?
I don't have a particular question, but I really admire all of you. Keeping alert and planning for something that might happen is really a commitment, because you know we all probably have our earthquake things, and then a year later we empty them out and because things have expired, and then we don't put them back together. And well, at least I didn't. Now I will. I'll go home and make sure I put mine back. But it's something that you really have to believe in and keep going, because it may never happen. Hopefully it will never happen, but you have to be prepared for it. So I really admire you all, and thank you very much.
Thank you.
Add to that, because you don't necessarily have to sign up and commit to the full 20-hour CERT program. They're individual sessions. So if you just wanted to take the basic preparedness, that's 2 hours, you could do that. So you don't have to take it necessarily and sign up for the entire series. You can break it apart. So just to mention that to everybody, and take the classes that you're interested in, or at least get your basic plan and communications down.
Good. And as we say to all our commissions, boards, and committees, you're the lifeblood of San Bruno. A lot of people don't realize the underlying commitment that everyone makes, not just our committee here this evening, but all of the committees. It's all volunteer, behind the scenes for the most part, but you did some great preparation and some great service during a disaster we had that was totally unexpected. So we appreciate all your efforts in the past and going forward. So thank you very, very much. Okay, item number